The new Party 1019, a Nexus radio station.
Hello, and welcome to Tany Talks Alive. This is episode 5, and we are talking about being a content creator. So I just wanted to introduce my special guest for this show, and he knows all about content creating, and it is Mr. Johnny Fastlane, media host and radio personality. He literally does what I do all day,
every day.
He is really good at it. I can be quite honest. I aspire to be like him one day because he knows everything that's hot right when it's hot, okay? Let me tell you something. So you know a lot about what it is to be a content creator. So let's just talk about what being a content creator is. So in your opinion, tell me what you think content is and what being a content creator is.
Okay, so content is like anything that you would create, put out on the internet, social media, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Twitch. But there's like different kinds of content creators, you know?
Right.
So the content that I focus mainly on is like hip hop news, rumors, things like that. You know, Quavo and Ice Spice went on a date last night. They went out bowling or whatever like that. So talking about stuff like that.
Quavo.
And just kind of like get into the juicy parts of what goes on behind the scenes in hip hop. You know, like I'm a hip hop kid. I grew up with that, but I always wanted to know like, what else are these people doing? You know, like creating that content and then putting it out. It's tough. It's hard. You know, doing it every day, but it's also fun.
It's also
and fruitful,
fun. And
you know?
fruitful. Oh my. So I always find it really interesting when it comes to content because I feel like there's certain content that belongs for certain people, right? Everything is for everybody.
Right.
And I feel like the most important thing about being a content creator is finding like your audience, right? Because everybody's not going to be for you, right? But there are those people who are for you and you have to be able to reach out to them. So for you in particularly, I feel like your audience is like the urban community, right? People that want to know about those things. Like you're not trying to reach children. You're not trying to reach, you know, white collar guys, you know what I mean, and Wall Street dudes, you know what I mean, that he's trying to really specifically go out to the culture. So that is your type of content.
It's kind of like the TMZ of hip hop, you know, like if you want to know like the drama, the rumors, what's juicy, what's going
at him.
on.
He knows what's happening.
Check it out. But also, I pride myself on being like a hip hop historian. So it's not just like all rumors and stuff. It's about like, okay, well, if I'm going to talk about Drake and Kendrick Lamar's beef, I'm going to talk about why they're beefing, what's the root behind all of that. You know, we're going to break that down like on some real hip hop type of stuff, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah.
So I wanted to talk about the different types of platforms, right? Because like I feel like there's many different places you can find content, right? And different places for like different things in particularly. So, you know, we have the infamous Instagram. I love Instagram. Instagram is my favorite platform
it's
for
accessible,
content.
It's easy.
Love it.
Yeah.
Like it's just the perfect amount of stuff for me. Like it's not overwhelming where it's like videos back to back. I feel like YouTube with the videos back to back is kind of, it fries your brain in a way where it's just like, you know, you're like, I don't know. I feel like, you know, there's a YouTube kid kind of vibes where it's like your attention span is so short. I feel like Instagram is really good for me. And then TikTok. We have TikTok, which is the newest like platform, I would say. I don't have a TikTok though.
Yeah, me neither.
And I don't, I feel like I was the only one. I was like, I haven't tapped in to that platform yet because I just don't know how to navigate it, y'all. I feel
like it's the same as Instagram, though.
I don't know what kind of content to put out. Like, what is
reels,
the vibes?
Just like all reels, all day long on TikTok. Yeah. So, I mean, like, you could, like, put 60-second clips of your show up there.
When you make one, I'll make one, okay?
All right, cool. Next week.
We make one together. We got to work on it, okay? Because that's just one of the platforms I feel like I can't get with. What is another one that you could think of, a few other platforms?
Twitter.
Twitter.
Yeah, Twitter's good to like reach out to the fans and kind of talk to them with Twitter Spaces.
Okay.
Kind of go live. You know, it's sort of like Clubhouse a little bit. Have you ever been on Clubhouse?
I've never been on Clubhouse.
Yeah, like during the pandemic, Clubhouse was going crazy, and it's just like the fans can really access you and talk and debate or whatever like that. So that's what Twitter is good for.
I know they go with that type of content. It's a lot of texting. Like it's not much visual kind of things. Right.
Yeah, it's not really like much video and stuff like that.
So it's really written content.
And your voice too.
Oh, so you can speak on Twitter?
Yeah, you can go in like these rooms.
I didn't know
it's like
that.
a whole chat room or whatever, and you can have like admins and people that run the chat room, and you could like, okay, tonight the subject is going to be
you could break out into chat rooms on Twitter?
Yeah, and then you could like literally be on there for hours just talking to people, and they like, yo, but let me tell you this, and back and it's sort of like being like in a barbershop, and people are just like, everybody got an opinion on Twitter.
I can't.
Yeah.
Like, I'm social. Y'all know that I'm mad social, but I can't get with the social media vibes. Like, I'm so old school when it comes to like creating content and doing things like that. And mind you, I know I'm a personality. I know, but like I do it for the real personal part of personality, you know, like I'm a media personality, but the media part I ain't got down pat yet, you know what I'm saying? It's the personality and the people part that I get so good at. It's like the back end of it is the hardest part for me because for me personally, like I'm a content creator, granted, but I'm really just want to create like moments, but like the back end of it is so hard. Like
the business side of it.
Yeah,
right?
like not even the business side, like editing videos. Let's talk about being a content creator. And do you edit your videos?
Yeah, I taught myself how to edit. You know,
let me tell you.
I edit every single thing.
What do you use to edit?
Pro-Direct. There's a thing called Pro-Director and something else called UCut that I just use on my phone to like edit up like little things. And yeah, I mean, it works great. You know, I've been using it for years.
Yeah, because like, you know, I noticed like when you are on Instagram, like how do you get your logo in the corner? Like he has it like up like in the corner.
That's what I use, the Pro-Director thing.
Oh, because I'm like, that's cool. Like, so I don't know how to do that. And that's why I'm so happy that you're here today. Because guys, Johnny Fastlane is going to teach us how to be better content creators. Because let me tell you something, I kid you not. If you haven't followed him, follow him on Instagram. What is your Instagram?
At Johnny Fastlane, Jonny, no H, just Jonny, no H for the haters. You'll see me, big ass red beard, right there on Instagram.
So y'all follow him because he always has the good stuff. Like, and I'm so excited to have him here and talk about content creating because I feel like there's so much that I can learn because I am new to this, but I am true to this. Don't get it wrong. You know what I'm saying? But you know, we could learn so much. So now let me tell you, we spoke about all of the platforms, right? Let's talk about what is considered good or bad content. What is good content?
I think good content is content that's entertaining but also informative, right?
Okay.
So that's what I try to do. Like I like have this funny inflection in my voice and I be talking shit and people be laughing in my videos, but at the same time it has information in it. Like you can watch a 60-second clip and you'll find out really what the beef is between, I don't know, Glorilla and Nicki Minaj or whatever it is, you know? I think that bad content is just like people reacting to stuff, people being not critical of things that come out and just kind of being like, oh, like Kendrick Lamar drops
I understand.
that was fire.
Just like gossip.
But I mean, like, and also not really adding any substance or any like real opinion to what's going on. You just kind of letting the song play or letting the video play and being like, yo, that was crazy. I mean, like anybody could do that, right?
Right.
But will you give me history about what's going on? Why is this video here? Why are they talking to this person? What happened, you know?
Right.
And I think that good content is that informative, entertaining, but also just quick and easily accessible, you know? Right. Not crazy, you don't gotta talk in like 7-syllable words and try to like go over people's head. Yo, I'm talking to you like this, bop, 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 here's what's going on. I got 60 seconds to explain what happened. And hopefully you get it, you know? You can watch the video again, you know what I'm saying? But I think that's good content. You know?
Okay, that does sound like good content. When you were mentioning like how you get your stuff out there and you said that it was informative, for me my content is a little different and actually made me think about, you know, myself in a way where my content is not to be really informative. My content is kind of for entertainment purposes. You know what I mean? A kind of like release, a kind of like a therapy session, you know, like you're sitting with your radio bestie, Tany baby, and we're talking about like random topics that, you know, just bringing more awareness, I would say, to things, maybe not so much for information purposes and an understanding. I think that's what makes everyone content different. Right.
And I strive to do that. I want to like break shit down and make sure that they understand what's going on behind this thing because we could talk about it. It's funny as hell. Megan Thee Stallion is twerking on stage and Glorilla's kind of twerking and she can't really move her butt cheeks, but so that's funny. But let's break it down and why Megan Thee Stallion is on stage teaching Glorilla how to twerk, you know? So it's informative, but still entertaining, and you get to look at butt cheeks, you know what I'm saying? So,
and you get to look at butt cheeks. I'm dead. I mean, I think that's everybody's purpose. Like sometimes people are putting out there to get people to learn things, right? So they create content in order to teach, you know, for educational purposes, you know? So I feel like everybody has their lane, and in order to be a good content creator, what you need to do is figure out what your lane is. You know, if it's information, if it's for entertainment, if it's for giving someone to learn how to do something new. I think there's all platforms, or even like if it's like documentary, you want to tell a story about something in particular, and every week, you know, you have something of a new story. I think there's a lane for every single person, and like I said, you just have to figure out who your audience is, you know, and reaching out to them. But I think the most important thing about it all is staying consistent.
Consistency is the key for sure. You know, people have to expect to hear that and see that from you, right? If you can be the person that they go to for whatever it is that you have, then you've unlocked something. Then you got your fans, you know? So people check my Instagram, my YouTube, my Twitter, because they're like, I want to see what Johnny Fastlane is saying about this, right? They saw it happen. They saw Joe Budden talk about it. They saw Charlamagne talk about it. Now they want to see what I have to say, you know? And that's the advantage, because that allows me to still be able to talk about stuff other people are talking about, but it's not repetitive, and it's not just like, oh, the same old, because I have a whole different opinion and a different angle about something, you know?
So that's pretty cool. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go, when we come right back from this musical break, right, we're gonna talk about what type of content this guy right here likes to watch, what type of stuff he's into, other than, you know, finding out what's new in hip-hop and stuff like that. We want to know about the stuff that you don't really tell people that you're into and what you like to indulge in when we come back for the break. But what we're going to do is we're going to go into a really, really dope song by my girl, Amber Lee, and it is called Matching Auras. And when we come back, we're going to talk more with Johnny Fastlane.
The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019. The new Party 1019, a Nexus radio station.
Hey, y'all. Welcome back to Tany Talks Alive. I am here with Mr. Johnny Fastlane. He is a media personality, radio host, and he is hanging out with your girl Tany Talks today, talking all about being a content creator. So tell me, why did you decide to be a content creator? Why you felt the need to tell the people?
I mean, multiple reasons, right? So I could talk your head off about hip hop and what's going on, right? So a few years ago, like 2018, I'm just like talking to people. I'm like, yo, but this is going on. I mean, Nipsey Hussle had just died. I'm like, yo, yeah, this is blah, 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 and whatever, and da. And then I realized, like, I'm talking to everybody that I know about it, and some people are interested, right? And some people are like, oh my God, yo, like, all you do is talk hip hop, right? So I'm like,
shut this man up, please.
Let me create a show called Let's Talk Hip Hop, and I'll just talk to the world, you know what I'm saying? I'll just talk to the internet. And I did that. Also, I used to watch like a lot of people, academics back then.
Nice, me too.
This dude named Mr. Telefero, this guy named like a Relatable Oddball. He's like from somewhere in the South. And I thought their content was cool. I like it, I respect it, and it definitely inspired me. But also I'm like, yo, I could do that better. Plus, I know a lot more about hip hop because I grew up in this shit, you know?
And who's gonna tell it better than me? Hello?
Born and raised in Brooklyn, New York, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like, let's do it. I'm gonna do this shit. I'm gonna invest in myself and start talking hip hop and create a whole brand, a whole show, a whole everything, you know? And very shortly after that, people started jumping on Lord Jamar from Brand Nubian, Fat Man Scoop, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people just started like saying, wow, I love your content, this is dope. I love how like you're not really messy or salacious with it, but you're respectful about hip hop.
I love that, yeah.
And that gave me the battery in my back to just keep on going since then.
Oh my goodness. So how did that help you like gain a following as far as like being content creator go? Like, so like how did you grow your audience? You said you kept just, people want to hear about it. Like, so when did you start to notice like, oh snap, people are really like starting to follow me and see what I got going on?
Literally like probably a week after I started, people started following me and they wanted to see what I had going on. A few things helped me gain my audience. First, it's consistency. You always have to be consistent. And I used to like drop 4 or 5 like videos every single day, right?
Yeah.
Monday through like every single day.
Nice.
I wouldn't stop if it was a holiday, if it was my birthday, it didn't matter. I'm gonna record.
I hear you, bro.
I'm gonna edit, and I'm gonna upload this, right
Right.
now. Also working with like other content creators. So there was this dude named Jimmy Jams on YouTube around the time that like 6ix9ine got arrested and he was like snitching on everybody. And his page was huge, and every 6ix9ine fan would go there to find out news about 6ix9ine. And so I'm doing news about everything. I'm doing news about Nipsey, T.I., Rick Ross, 6ix9ine too. I'm covering everything in hip hop, but he saw my 6ix9ine videos and he was like, yo, can I use your content in my videos? And I'm like, yeah, cool.
Wow.
And when he did that, it gained me a huge following.
Good.
Also sohh.com, they saw my stuff and they were like, yo, yeah, I mean, like, you could do some videos for our Instagram and our YouTube. And I think they had like 80,000 subscribers on their YouTube at the time. So that also helped me out, because anytime my thing is on somebody else's YouTube or Instagram, of course they're gonna see my stuff and start following that too,
Right.
So yeah, consistency, and then like really collabing with like other people who are bigger than you.
Really?
Yeah.
I think that's where I'm trying to like get at right now as far as my content creating goes. Is like I'm definitely reaching out to people who are like more seasoned, like someone like you, so that way I could kind of get my own like idea of like, okay, this is how they do it, what works for me, what doesn't work for me, and then how to get it pretty much out there to gain a following. Because I find it mad hard to get a following. Like, bro, I've been stuck in like 2K and some change for like ever, and I'm like, yo, when am I gonna get out of this like weird thing? Like, I be trying to get more followers, so like have your people follow me, because I be struggling.
And the algorithm is crazy. They keep changing it all the time.
I can't stay with I can't even stay within the algorithms, because the way that my life works and like the way that I film and do my content, it works around my life schedule, and I have to keep it that way, because I just can't work my life around the algorithm. I just cannot. Like, I have to make the algorithms work for me or catch them when I get into them, because I find it so hard to grow a following. But I also feel like just because you got a lot of followers don't mean that you got good content, and I want to talk a little bit about that. So how do you feel about like people that like, I don't know, I saw this one person with 12 million followers, I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. And then their whole page just looked like weird. So you tell me about like fake followers and having a fake following, like as a content creator.
I'm sure like there are people out there that buy followers all the time. They buy comments all the time, right? I feel like Instagram probably tried to like crack down on that a little bit, so it's harder to like buy followers now. But people still find ways around it, and they do it. But that's how like your Instagram gets frozen. They don't let you log in for a week. They stop you from going live and shit like that, you know? Like if they see like you're doing any kind of funny business or whatever on there, then they'll shut you down quick, because they don't want that either. They want like real engagement on those platforms. I've seen like real bad content too with people with 100,000 followers on Instagram as well, you know? A lot of stuff be like, kind of like it's under the guise of being funny, but it's not really funny. It's kind of ignorant. Like, yo, I'm gonna slap somebody in the back of the head while they waiting for the train. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's stupid stuff.
Yeah,
like I can't get with that
but
stuff.
But people love that shit for some reason, and it's like mad comments and mad follows and mad likes and everything, and it's just like, you know.
And I feel really ashamed sometimes with us as people in a society where it's like, why does the stupidness go so crazy, and then the positive stuff there's not enough light shined upon the positive content that's being put out, and it's like we get more stupidness. Like,
people love to gravitate towards that, you know. I mean, I guess and it's the algorithm. Like if you're just on your phone and you're scrolling and you're like, you know, you might double click and then boom, there you go, that's a like for that person or whatever, or you might follow and boom, there you go, that's a follow.
Or like, I feel like some bad content would be like dangerous content. Like there's people that really go out there and do real stupid stuff and really risk their lives for likes. Like, you know, you be seeing people that, I want to take a picture at the corner of the Grand Canyon and now I'm dying into the canyon because I wanted to take a picture at the edge of the canyon. Like, was that content really worth it at the end of the day? Or
you walking around the hood pranking people, like old ladies or whatever, like that's going grocery shopping, and it's like these people just trying to go about their day. Like, what's wrong with you type shit?
Like,
you
that could be your granny. Why would you do that?
Yeah, you know, I see all kind of shit like that. But for some reason, I mean, the following is huge.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, you see those people that make the contents that be breaking up relationships? I be feeling so bad. Even though it be bringing a lot of stuff, it's a little entertaining. I'm not going to lie. Because you know the ones that be like, oh, pull out your phone, whatever, go through your phone, and they be like destroying relationships.
Yep.
I feel like, damn, that's kind of messed up. Why y'all going out there doing that? Because y'all purposely out there trying to make people look bad. Ain't no way in hell you looking through their phone to swap phones to find something great.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, it's really out there for malicious content or like dangerous content. I feel like we got to be more mindful of that type of stuff. Like, I also feel like with recording like these kids like on top of the subway trains and
I know
they fall and
that's
stuff
just
like
straight
that.
dangerous.
Why y'all
like,
doing
yo,
that? Like, why y'all be doing craziness?
Like, yo, you risking your life. Like, chill out. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ain't got to do that to
They
go
be
viral.
wildin'. No, they do. Or this is another stuff where they take pity on other people. I don't like that either. Where you give to the homeless or because you want to look like you're
And then
being
you
a nice
filming
person.
it like, yo, here, I'm giving you this money, I'm giving you this food, and you filming like, yo, this.
But there's
this
really
is disgusting.
content
Here you
of
go.
people who go to places purposely feeding the homeless to record, to get views. And it's like, are you really feeding the homeless from a good heart? Because that's what I'm saying. Like, with those type of people, you never really know, like, what the motives are behind the content.
Because, of course, they're going to get likes, they're going to get clout, they're going to get
Like,
followers.
oh, this is a humanitarian. This person goes around feeding
$20.
children in poor countries, you know, just because they want to get the views.
Exactly.
You know, so like, is it really for what it is? You know, so you never really know what
It's for clout.
people's content are. How can you differentiate that? Like, for like.
I mean, you just have to be critical about what you're watching. You know, you can't just see something and accept it for what it is.
Right.
You have to ask yourself questions. You know, it's like eating. You got to eat healthy, right? You got to work out. So things that you put in your body is also content that you take in. And you just got to make sure that content is something that's going to keep your mind healthy, you know? I'm not saying like you always got to sit there and watch documentaries all damn day, of course. Like, watch something that's entertaining. I mean, I do hip-hop news. It's not like I'm talking about the presidential election or anything, but still, I'm trying to be informative with that hip-hop news and put like a message behind it, you know? Like, it's a difference between talking about what's going on in the hood and selling drugs and glorifying it versus a difference between talking about selling drugs because my mom is broke and my dad's not around, and here are the consequences, but yes, I'm still selling drugs. You know what I mean?
It's like, I ain't gonna finna learn. and I like that you said that too, because I feel like there's a lot of times. Oh, and I wanted to tell you guys too, if you have any comments or questions about creating content and you have any comments about good or bad content, please put them in the comments below, because right after this we're gonna go into the segment that I like the most, where we get to shout out who's watching Tany Talks Live and go into the comments. But I did want to talk about see, I kind of got a brain fart because of that. I said that. But what I was gonna say was you know, the good and the bad content, right? You were mentioning that there are some effects to some of the things that you watch. You were saying, like, it also depends on what you are consuming, because what you're consuming kind of, I feel like you could kind of tell what a person is based on what they watch.
You can.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like, you know, if you are somebody who's intellectual, you'll probably watch like more educational, more intellectual things. If you are, you know, super ratchet and stuff, you're probably watching ratchet TV all day. You know what I mean? But there could be also a switch. So I kind of wanted to know, in your opinion, like, what kind of vibes? I know you're always into like hip hop and stuff like that, but what other content do you like to watch that you want to spill here on Tany Talks?
So other than hip hop stuff, like, I'm obsessed with time, right? Like the time, like the future, the past. Like, I watch a lot of stuff about things that happen before the dinosaurs, like things that happened 15 million years or 100 million years ago. I watch stuff about the Big Bang. I watch things like, okay, what happened after the Big Bang, when the crustaceans started and then the things started coming out the ocean and then turning into like mammals versus, reptiles and stuff. All the way to the future. Like, I watch stuff about like what will happen in the future, how we're going to colonize Mars and the galaxy that we're in right now, or how we're going to colonize other galaxies, and how far away is Kepler 22b, and how long is it going to take us to get there, 45 million light years away or whatever. Yeah, I'm very interested in time, so I watch a lot of stuff about that all the time.
That's so funny you say that, because that's like my guilty pleasure. I kid you not, like me and my mom, we watch the History Channel and National Geographics and stuff like that, and we watch like the alien stuff on the History Channel.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie, like I really truly do love it. So I know that is like kind of the content that I would like dive so deep. I will binge the heck out of that kind of stuff. Like,
I definitely
and I'm always like looking for like you know what other stuff I like to watch, like things on like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. Like I like that kind of content. Is that strange?
I mean, no, it's so interesting and it's entertaining, but
like
it's
how
also,
things came to be about.
Right. It's also historic too, and it's opinion based, because it's like, okay, well, maybe this is possible. Maybe that's the reason why this happened. Maybe it didn't. You know.
Right. I feel like there's always people watching you and judging you for like the content that you put out. So like, what do you do as a content creator to protect yourself from being hurt online? Because I feel like it's a dangerous place. Like, how do you recover? Like, how do you save yourself?
I mean, you just got to have tough skin. You know, of course, everybody has their opinion, right? So they're going to talk, like, I remember one time I did a video about Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, right? And talking about that beef. And so that went pretty viral. And so a lot of people who are not used to my everyday content saw that, and then here they go, they're like, oh, this dude sitting here talking about girls' business or chatty patty or whatever like that. But it's like, I talk about everything.
I talk about everybody's business, first of all.
Right, this is just the one that y'all are seeing right now, you know? So whatever. Or like people talk shit about my beard, like, hey, you need to shave that fucking beard or whatever. Or, I mean, you know, or whatever it is, you know? So, you know, you just gotta have tough skin and be like, whatever, you gotta be confident in yourself and what you're doing, that it's like, I ain't really worried about it, you know. If the comments are too crazy, I'll just delete them and keep on moving.
I'm not gonna lie, I've gotten some weird comments too. I deleted
the comments there. The thing is though, that like one negative comment will entice other people to
defend you?
To leave other negative comments. So if you just delete that one negative comment, then you're fine. Then after that, you know.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. So that's another thing too, because it's like, it's a scary place when you're like a content creator, because I feel like, you know, some content might be offensive. You know, like somebody might not like what you put out, and it was like, you could offend. Like, I'm always so cautious about getting freaking like canceled or something, or saying the wrong thing to the wrong group of people and have them coming for my head. Like when we talk about like politics or like the LGBTQ community, when we talk about like feminism, or we can talk about masculinity and things like that, or being rich and being poor, like those are all, I feel like, really like sketchy content that I like to personally talk about. That's why I call it Tany Talks, because I like to talk about things that, you know, are kind of controversial.
You should
but
talk about it, dive into that, you know.
Yeah, but it's also like, you know, I don't want to offend anyone, because I feel like I'm still new into this media world, that the wrong thing, you know, can kind of ruin me. But then again, I also feel like maybe the wrong thing might push me over the edge, because y'all kind of like that bad stuff. You know what I mean? Like, maybe should I go to the dark side of media and then just, you know, get in it like the nitty gritty kind of way, because that's not really like my vibe as a content creator. I'm very like at
me
peace.
neither.
But I could totally start some drama if I wanted to on social media, just to get lit.
I mean, I think that anybody who has a following, you can start drama to get lit, and then it's up to you and like where your integrity lies to say like, no, I'm not gonna do that, because I know a lot of stuff about a lot of people, right? But who am I to expose somebody's sexuality or what they're doing? Like, if they're not ready to come out, like, that's very irresponsible and violent on my part to even do that to somebody, you know? So you just gotta, like, where do your morals lie? And so that's what I deal with every single day. Yeah. But aside from that, those topics, if I'm keeping it hip hop, which I usually do anyway, so that's kind of a safe space. If I talk, you know, trash about Eminem, the stands are gonna come at me either way. So you know, they go hard for Eminem too. So you know, I mean, either way, you're gonna get it regardless.
Yeah, just tough skin it out, guys. Tough skin it. You want to be a content creator? You gotta handle the heat. Okay, because it's a hot world out here, and people are gonna tear you down, and they're gonna say you're never gonna be nothing, and your show ain't never gonna be anything. But you gotta keep going. You know what I'm saying? And prove the haters wrong. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go into the comments section, and I'm gonna read off some of the comments and shout some of you guys out here on Tany Talks Live on my phone right here. Hi King, thank you for tuning in. Hi Erica, thank you for tuning in. You guys are inspiring. You are doing great. Thanks, Erica. Yeah. Twitter is showing off, looking pretty. Thanks, Chic. So I'm just shouting out some people in the comments. I guess they're saying that we are inspiring. I guess being content creator is quite inspiring.
Yeah.
Right? You know? So, shout outs to you guys. She says she is trying to learn. No, it's really hard out here for a pimp. Let me tell y'all something. It is hard. Like, making your own content, editing your own videos, it is like a struggle out here. So thank everybody who just joined. Hi. And welcome to Tany Talks Live. So what we're going to do right now, we are going to go into what I like to call halftime. We are going to come back with the second segment of the show where we talk all about the special guest, where we get to learn all about Mr. Johnny Fastlane himself. But before we go into our lovely break, we are going to play our music video of Emily Brooklyn, Holla Back Girl. This is one of her very new songs, and we're going to play it right now on Tany Talks Live.
The Party 1019, New York's #1 for throwbacks.